ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ॐ निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण एकादश स्कंधः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Let us chant verse number 31 onwards. Okay. स्वर्णघर्मानुवाकेन महापुरुषविद्यया पौरुषेणापि सूक्तेन सामभिराजनादिभिः वस्त्रोपवीताभरण पत्रस्रग्गन्धलेपनैः अलङ्कुर्वीत स प्रेमः मद्भक्तो मां यथोचितं पाद्यमाचमनीयं च गन्धं सुमनसौक्षदान् धूपदीपोपहार्याणि दद्यान्मे श्रद्धयार्चकः गुडपायससर्पींषि शष्कुल्यापूपमोदकान् संयावदति सूपांश्च नैवेद्यं सति कल्पयेद् अभ्यङ्गोन्मर्दनादर्श दन्तधावाभिषेचनम् अन्नाद्यगीतनृत्यादि पर्वणि स्युरुतान्वहं विधिना विहिते कुण्डे मेखलागर्तवेदिभिः अग्निम् आधाय परितः समूहेत् पाणिनोदितं परिस्तीर्यात पर्युक्षेत अन्वाधाय यथा विधि प्रोक्षण्यासाद्य द्रव्याणि प्रोक्ष्याग्नौ भावयेत माम तप्तजाम्बोनदप्रख्यं शङ्खचक्रगदाम्बुजैः लसच्चतुर्भुजं शान्तं पद्मकिञ्जल्कवाससं स्फुरत्किरीटकटक कटिसूत्रवराङ्गदं श्रीवत्सवक्षसं भ्राजत् कौस्तुभं वनमालिनं ध्यायन्नभ्यर्च्य दारूणि हविषाभिघृतानि च प्रास्याज्यभागावाघारौ दत्त्वा चाज्यप्लुतं हविः जुह्यान्मूलमन्त्रेण षोडशार्चवदानतः धर्मादिभ्यो यथा न्यायम् मन्त्रैः शिष्टकृतं बुधः अभ्यर्च्याथ नमस्कृत्य पार्षदेभ्यो बलिं हरेत् मूलमन्त्रं जपेत् ब्रह्म स्मरन्नारायणात्मकं दत्त्वा च मनमुच्छेषं विश्वक्सेनाय कल्पयेत् मुखवासं सुरभिमत् ताम्बूलाद्यमथार्हयेत् उपगायन गृणन नृत्यन्न कर्माण्यभिनयन् मम मत्कथाः श्रावयन् शृण्वन् मुहूर्तं क्षणिको भवेत् स्तवैरुच्चावचैः स्तोत्रैः पौराणैः प्राकृतैरपि स्तुत्वा प्रसीद भगवन् इति वन्देत दण्डवतो शिरोमत्पादयोः कृत्वा बाहुभ्यां च परस्परं प्रपन्नं पाहि मामीश भीतं मृत्युग्रहार्णवाद इति शेषां मया दत्तां शिरस्याधाय सादरम् उद्वासयेच्छेदुद्वास्यं ज्योतिर्ज्योतिषि तत्पुनः अर्चादिषु यदा यत्र श्रद्धा मां तत्र चार्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहमवस्थितः एवं क्रियायोगपथैः पुमान् वैदिकतान्त्रिकैः अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दत्यभीप्सिताम मदर्चां सम्प्रतिष्ठाप्य मन्दिरं कारयेत् दृढं पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि पूजायात्रोत्सवाश्रितान् पूजादीनां प्रवाहार्थं महापर्वस्वथान्वहं क्षेत्रापणपुरग्रामान् दत्वा मत्सार्ष्टितामियात् प्रतिष्ठया सार्वभौमं सद्मना भुवनत्रयं पूजादिनां ब्रह्मलोकं त्रिभिर्मत्साम्यतामियात् मामेव नैरपेक्ष्येण भक्तियोगेन विन्दति भक्तियोगं स लभते एवं यः पूजयेत माम यः स्वदत्तां परैर्दत्तां हरेत सुरविप्रयोः वृत्तिं स जायते विड्भुः वर्षाणामयुतायुतं कर्तुश्च सारथेर्हेतोः अनुमोदितुरेव च कर्मणां भागिनः प्रेत्य भूयो भूयसि तत्फलम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् 11 स्कन्धे 27 ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री भागवत शरणं मम श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम श्री सूत शरणं मम श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम श्री व्यास शरणं मम श्री नारद शरणं मम श्री कुमार शरणं मम श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्री विष्णु शरणं मम श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अमृतः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मा मुञ्चत गर्हिचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणो 11 स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हेत्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Salutations to the Lord in all forms, in the form of all the Gurus, Devatas, Rishis, Munis, also to all Bhagavata avataras, acharyas, as well as Bhagavata bhaktas and sadhakas of all the periods of history of past, present and future. In this 27th sarga, what is taught to us, 27th chapter, is the Upasana Vidhanam, Anushtana Vidhanam to the Lord. Right from the beginning, what one or two things we have to understand are key the power of Maya deluding us, the power of Maya projecting the world of names and forms is so powerful. Into that, every individual with his upadhis as a jiva is easily gets bound for a long, 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 long period of time. Unless these type of upasanas regularly are done, our understanding about presence of Bhagavan beyond these can never be started, grown or established. Without the regular, serious, sincere upasanas done, our antakarana cannot be molded, diverted towards the divinity. That's what we see in the world. People with so much of upasanas also still find it is difficult to transcend the delusion of the minds, to transcend the Maya created happening in the worlds, as well as are not able to fully come to understand, recognize what way Bhagavan is pervading the entire world. If one chooses to be a samsari, pakka, never want to enter into spirituality of knowing the Lord, being one with the Lord, that is okay, that is one way. But once we have chosen this path of Adhyatmikata, first we should not stop till we experience the ultimate goal of Adhyatmikata called as the Lord in and through everything. If this goal is found, then please remember the journey is long. In the journey, continuously we have to travel. And the travel is at one side through Vicharana, we have to transcend the entire Mithya Maya Jagat, Viveka Vicharana. And what assists that Vicharana of the Vedanta is this most divine, beautiful Upasana. And as long as we are there as a jiva with one set of upadhi, please remember there is Ishvara with his samashti upadhi. And it is he because of whom all the Vyashti upadhi yukta individual jivas are surviving, sustaining. Therefore, in order to protect ourselves from falling further, in order to get our inner and outer desires, demands, rights fulfilled, in order to open up our gates for higher spiritual truths and possibilities, it is an inevitable part in life to start and continue the sadhana of the Aradhana Upasana. When deeply, seriously, sincerely, with understanding, right understanding, complete understanding, the Upasana is done for some lives, then the stability in the Antakarana happens. With that stability, the faith will be doubled or intensified. With the intensified faith, again when we continue the upasanas, then the glimpses of Bhagavan's vision start happening. Like you see some people in every town they are there. Somebody गृहस्थ भी हो सकते हैं कोई भी आप लोग जाके उनको मत्था टेकते हो पानी लेकर सर पे डालते हो there are people they're not great realized saints but great upasakas because of their upasana done for many lives that darshana of upasa devata they have and that upasa devata has given some siddhis to them some goodness because now while doing upasana they developed their good character With those siddhis and goodness, they help the people in some consolations, in some guidances, in trying to remove some of the dukkha of the people, which can be removed with their siddhis, with whatever they have given by Ishvara. You might have come in your life across those people, definitely. Not a realized Jnani Brahmanishta, but the Upasakas. And they solve our financial problem sometime, some relational problem, health tips they give us, they guide us towards some mantra or the upasana. So how did they get that was like this. As I said just now, after few lives, somehow or the other keeping on doing upasana. Thereafter, with understanding upasana done for some lives, then some stability coming in the antakarana, with which the same upasana continued with a more deep, intense Shraddha. It is happening for you and me also. In the first days of our doing japa or studying the books, how vague we were, without anything, just बताया गया कर रहे. But when you understand the value of japa, the technique of japa, purpose of japa, seriously, after 10-20 years, the purpose and quality of japa, which we do now, what was 20 years back, definitely different. In the same way, the satsang, out of some fancy or some good quality or some obligation. In the beginning, we attend satsang. But after 10-20 years, regularly when you heard, there's a different outlook of ours when we listen satsang. We know it, it happens in us. Same also to those. And those are none other than we only. That this way, when we do for few lives the upasana, those glimpses start happening. Once the glimpses of divinity start happening, like you are now on the highway. Once you hit the highway, before that only it's difficult to go through all the gullies or the by lanes or the local roads or the rainy roads or all these service roads. Once you are on the highway, wonderful. So to those who have got the glimpse of Bhagavan, somehow it happens. It can be a touch of Bhagavan, a darshan of Bhagavan, something. It is miraculous. It can't be explained in words. Once it happens, then the faith intensifies. The orientation is no more any worldly. Even worldly is done, that is only obligatory. The entire life is dedicated for spiritual. At more and more higher level, so much attunement with the Lord happens. That good things only we ask from the Lord starts fulfilling those wants. Even at the higher level, the joy of being blessed by the Lord is so wonderful that we stop asking from Him anything. Only upasana for upasana's sake. That time when the mind is freed from any desires, demands, askings, and at that time when we are doing upasana with pure love and devotion, it is such a fulfillment and a great joy. Such individual is utilized or used by Bhagavan as his instrument in serving the world. They are the Jnani Bhaktas. They are the Jnani Bhaktas or Yogi Bhaktas or Paripurna Bhaktas. There are nothing for them. They are always reveling in their devotion to that Lord. And the Lord through him is serving the world. So the whole introduction today is based on what? Unless for this way lives together, we involve in upasana, our convictions about the Lord, our technique to contact the Lord, they won't become pakka. We just start. We are only now getting the information. And all this is said of upasana and being blessed by Paramatma, as it will be told here in Falashruti. Please remember, it is 100% true as well as possible. Our pujas Bhagavan receives. Our prayers Bhagavan listens. Our stotras, japa, all that he listens. And our whatever requirements are there, he definitely fulfills. Have that faith intensified day by day. With that faith, whatever the time you can allot, whatever the puja paddhati you can adopt, whatever regularity, sincerity you can do, keep on doing, allowing him to intensify all our these good qualities. And in course of time, all those start happening. Some prarabdhas will have to go away. Some more paripakvata has to come. Some because of prayers, upasanas. Some more understanding gets done in us. All that put together is evolution of a jiva as a bhakta. And here Bhagavan to straight away says, Ki, this aradhana of mine, which I am teaching you, when you bhakti shraddha say if you do, your all karma bandha mochanam is done. So too, the great result of param nishreyasam also is obtained. Therefore, when upasanas you are observing being done by the pujaris in the temple or anywhere, how they do is their choice. Whether they do with deep devotion, intensity, sincerity, following the techniques, or they are doing only commercially as a livelihood, it's all theirs. But from our side, we should fully believe in that entire process. As regards our life is concerned, first thing is start doing upasana. Second, if you are already doing, do it with knowledge. That knowledge we are gaining here. With the knowledge, let that doing of upasana be with so much of faith, first important thing, devotion, the second thing, dedication, the third one. Dedication, devotion, and faith. With these three, when we intensely involve in our everyday doing puja, you will see the life in every aspect of it changes. Changes for good, changes to be divine. So maybe try this aspect also our life. So all the Shastras teach us the three aspects of life. One aspect of life is to the live life of selfless service to the world. Second aspect of life is to live life in intense deep upasana devotion to Bhagavan. Second, third aspect the Shastras teachers are about the deep inquiry into the about the world and its truth. विचारणा विचारणा एस्पेक्ट बढ़ते रहना हमारे जीवन में दिस इज वेदांतिक वे ऑफ लाइफ उपासना एस्पेक्ट ऑल्सो should develop with so much of faith dedication devotion this is called bhakti sadhana bhakti marga so too in the world love all be selfless in serving all be egoless just accept give them so much of love forgiveness that the Lord should find some solace, comfort in our presence. The world should find, the comfort and solace in our presence. This is called the spiritual evolution. This is what is the one, as said by gurus and shastras, gives a meaning as well as fulfillment to our jivanam. Choice is ours. Hmm? Choice is ours. Okay. Now, in this 27th chapter, Bhagavan has started telling us every shloka, the beautiful topics we were trying to analyze, understand to the extent Lord blessing us. Our intellects are permitting us. Okay. Then, yesterday, where we stopped at the ninth mantra. What is that? Archayam sthandilegnav va surye vapsu hrudi dvije द्रव्येण भक्ति युक्तो माम द्रव्येण भक्ति युक्तो चेत स्वगुरुम माम अमायया these few things in that we'll try to see. The first line was exhaustively explained yesterday. What is that? Archayam, be clear about it. Murti Puja. We are Hindus. We follow our Sanatana Shastras. They are given to us by our Rishimuni Guru Devatas. And they are given by the Bhagwan himself. Bhagwan himself says the Archa Murti is required or is allowed for puja. Never ever go into that discussion of the rejection of Vigraha Aradhana and all. Some of the so-called Hindus only try to reject this one. Only one logic we discuss, not two. Am I a jiva or not? Yeah. If I am a jiva, is given this vigraha of this deha adi, why not Ishvara? He also has got the vigraha. That's how he came again and again as avatara. The day same avatara only in the form of vigraha we are making and doing upasana. And every upasaka knows that all pervading Bhagavan is subtle beyond name and form. But unless we focus our minds on the Lord, we can't go to the higher level. And for the mind to focus in the initial days, alambana is required. And the intensity of using that alambana and doing upasana, in fact, results or yields or reveals the presence of Paramatma in that Archa Murti. कोई संशय नहीं रखना इसमें. In your life you come across so many people. कोई विग्रह आराधना को डिनाई करते हैं, कोई जप उपासना मना करते हैं, कोई कहते हैं क्या जरूरत है मंदिर जाना. Somebody says वेदांत पकड़ो, somebody says वेदांत छोड़ो. You and I studying Shastras, we have no choice but to understand in its comprehensive way the meaning of and need of every sadhana at one or the other level of our spiritual evolution. Never get carried away by somebody says ये मत करो वो मत करो. ये मत करो कहना ही रॉन्ग है. लैंग्वेज ऐसा होना चाहिए, इसका ये फल है, इसका ये फल है, आप सोचकर किसके लिए आप लायक हो वो करना. दिस इज हाउ इफ समबडी टीचेस दे आर राइट. If somebody says don't do puja, means he doesn't know. Such people guide 100 people through their higher, deeper, and subtler sadhana, misguide 10,000 people. What he says is don't do japa puja is right, because when you rise to the level of eternal contemplation of the truth, what do you need of puja and japa? हो चुका है, उसका स्थाई पार कर चुके हैं. You are at such a calm and quiet mind, just take the Upanishad mantra and contemplate. What do you need a japa puja? But how many are the people who are at that level of purity and single pointedness only to pursue contemplation? But outright leave this Mahatma on the stage says, पूजा जपा करने की जरूरत नहीं है. 10,000 people are listening. How that 100 people are fit for what you say, but 9,900 are misguided. No. This is how the Hinduism is destroyed by inner people more than the outer ones. They are matured in so many ways, but immature in some ways. Just like the Vaishnava saying, don't worship Shiva. Shaivite saying, don't worship Vishnu. And some latest coming gurus, they say no need to worship Krishna and Rama. And their temples are more than Krishna and Rama now. विचित्रम. जो कहते हैं मूर्ति पूजा मत कर, उनके मूर्तियां ज्यादा दिखते. And those says don't listen to any satsanga. That's what he goes on doing in giving the satsang. विचित्र है जगत में माया. पकड़ना सब, समझना सब मुश्किल है. Okay, and all this is what archayam. Okay, what we are discussing here, the seven places in which we can invoke our Ishtadeva Bhagavan and do his Aradhana, Upasana, Puja. Archayam, don't forget, it is the statues, idols. Standile, it is a purified place on the land. Agnav, we know that is fire. Surya, it is Lord Sun. Then Apsu in the water. Hridi in our own Hridaya Kamala, Dvije in that Uttama Brahmana. All of these can be the means of worship for us to worship our own worshipful Aradhya Bhagavan. Example, if you want to do the Upasana of Lord Shiva, you can do Shiva Upasana in Archa, like Shivalinga Ityadi. On Standila, you can do making a Shivalinga with that sand, etc. Agnau, in the Agni also, you can imagine Bhagavan Shiva and offer to him Ahuti. Your Shiva you can visualize appearing in the form of Surya, and by worshipping the Pratyaksha Surya, through the Pratyaksha Surya, you can worship your Ishtadevata called as Lord Shiva. So to Apsu, जल में भी भगवान शिव तत्व का आवाहन करके उपासना. और हृदय इज आपाताल नमस्तलांत, और हृदय तो सबसे बढ़िया है. एंड ब्राह्मण, here Dvija is Brahmana, Rishi, Sannyasi. When do Abhishekam to Puja Gurudev? We do it by chanting Rudram only, considering him as Lord Shiva for us. Or some of the bhaktas, who are Vishnu Bhakta type, they do the Narayana Purusha Suktas and they worship Gurudev as the Narayana Vishnu. Gurudev is not there, he already withdrew and he has allowed Shiva or Vishnu to express through him. And in fact, their upasanas reach directly to Vishnu or Shiva. No doubt should come in this. Read 2-3 more times, think about it and be clear about these 7 things that are told. Some more can be said in some other Uparanas. यहाँ भगवान ने 7 कहा, उसमें 2 भी पकड़ लो, एटलीस्ट 2-3, हमारा काम हो जाएगा. So what are these 7? Don't have doubt. They are the alammanas through which you can worship your Ishtadevata. And here it is a Vishnu Purana. Bhagavatam is. So here Bhagavan Vishnu ka hi, Bhagavan Krishna. Krishna is saying, Mera puja. When he is saying, why should we have doubt? Karo phir. Krishna, when he says these things, do my puja, he is not a Bala Krishna born to those of Devaki Vasudeva. When he says all that, he is directly Narayana only. And why should he hesitate to tell us, do my upasana so that I will bless you? The technique is available, he is revealing it. That I telling somebody do puja, Narayana telling somebody do puja is a lot of difference. He realize Paramatma Paramatma ही है बाबा. It is not ego, remember it. जब भगवान कहते हैं मनमना भवा मत भक्तो मध्याजी माम नमस्कुरु, इतने अगर इगोइस्टिक है भगवान, कहते हैं कि उन्हीं का नमस्कार पूजा करो. ऐसा नहीं सोचना. इट इज नॉट ईगो, ही इज लॉर्ड, दैट्स इट. A simple hearts will understand it like that. A arrogant fellow will say, how come Bhagwan says do my puja? If he says, I will also tell people to do my puja. And you can see in the world of fancy, many people, when people start doing their pada puja, whether they have arhata or not, they get it done. Whatever little upasana shakti they got, that also goes away with that. By the way, I am saying Narayana Upasana. And the realized saint is Upasana by two. Now, next line is what? One by one is important word. First is Dravyena. No much elaboration. The Dravya is, while doing all the Upasanas, Prakriyas are the steps. All the Dravya are required. Like for Abhishekam, the Panchamritam, milk, etc. For Vastram, then Chandanam, Kumkumam, then for Naivedyam, all the things. Most importantly, the Pushpamalas and the Pushpas, Tulasi Dalam or Bilva Dalam. These are all called as a Dravya. The Chandana Lepanam, Kunkuma Lepanam, Karpura Arati. I tell you, samajh kar karoge na ek step. It is more sweeter than even meditation. Meditation is sweetest when you realize the self. Before that, it is very hard and very kadwa kadwa, namkin namkin. बट उपासना जब पहले से जानकर करोगे ना, शुरुआत से ही मीठा मीठा ही होता है. इफ यू नो एंड डू इट. सो द्रव्येण इज एक्सप्लेन. ओके, ऑल दैट. अगरबत्ती इत्यादि. Second one is what? Bhakti Yukta. I said yesterday, Bhakti itself is yukti, yukti itself is bhakti. Or while starting the puja, bring the entire focus of mana to that upasana puja. Say that it is my Lord. I am trying my best to do his puja with my bhakti. भक्ति का दो अर्थ हमने बताया कल, with the seva bhava and by becoming so close in Lord, so close to the Lord in doing all these things. इतना प्रेम भरना है, ठीक है. भक्ति युक्त देन अर्चेतु रेगुलरली अर्चना बिगन स्वगुरु. Swaguru is an important word here. Swaguru means what? Ki come what may, let the whole world and come and say anything about my Upasya Ishtadeva in my puja room. I should never listen to anyone of their any comments. He is my Lord. I am because of him. And my life is only to dedicate to him. Anything I need, he gives me. Anything I need, I ask him. For me, my Lord is ultimate. Everything for me. That type of feeling is called Swaguru. Mere Bhagavan. And as we were yesterday concluding with this topic only, is the feeling of that Swa. Wherever you have, you enjoy being in contact with that Swa. And if that feeling of Swa is towards something really nobler, greater, I tell you, we are blessed. What is the meaning of it, Swami? More elaborate means like parents. Everyone have parents. I also have parents. Everybody takes care of their children, parents. My parents are took care of me. And every children, it's a headache, burden, responsibility to take care of parents. मैं भी कर रहा हूँ. This casual approach, even this also is getting lost. They don't even care parents nowadays. No, one lower level is casual, but other one, my parents, swam. They gave me this body, they sustained me, they gave me education, everything, they gave me samskaras. With all these reasons, that feeling of swa when comes towards the parents, how the life would be, see? How joyful that heart will be when the parents are related with the feeling of swa. The only a person without parents, they only know the value. जो उनको parents पुकट में मिलते हैं ना, they don't understand how glorious parents are. But once you have that feeling of swa, then that loneliness goes away. Then nobody is there to take care of me goes away. Nobody is concerned for me goes away. When you have that parents, swa with parents. And if parents also have same swa with the children, आप देखो वो पेरेंट चिल्ड्रन का जीवन आनंदमयम. So in every relation, the two friends, swa. Casual friendship is different. Feeling of swa is different. Wife and husband also. You know, the wife and husband relation, each one with their own maturity, how they relate with each other and live, wo wahi jaane. But if the swa feeling comes, for that husband in the whole world, nothing required, she is there enough. That's so too for that wife. Pati, for her, he is a god. For him, she is a goddess. ध्यान से सुनना, so what I am trying to explain. So too with your own guru you have that swa feeling. जरूरी है जिंदगी में. That swa feeling of guru should not be fanaticism to criticize other gurus. That is absolutely wrong. Every Mahatma is great. Every Mahatma is the expression of the Lord. Every Mahatma is given the responsibility of a set of jivas to evolve. So they are working that way. We may not be for that guru may not be for us. That doesn't mean that he is not a guru. वो वाला नेगेटिविटी हमेशा छोड़ देना. You need not go to that guru, but don't tell others your guru is not this, that. वो नहीं. So that fanatism should not be there. Ki, my guru only great, not yours. My guru is great to me is okay. Okay क्या वही है इसका अर्थ है स्वगुरु. Swaguru feeling is most beautiful. Immediately doesn't come. We continue for many lives with our approach with doubts, with our variety of lower emotions, etc. Swaguru हो गया एक बार हो गया कल्याण. I'm waiting here for you to catch the point. Guru here is not the teaching guru. Here Guru is who is everything for me. कल वही हमने कहा कंक्लूजन में स्वगुरु मीन्स ही इज माय माता पिता बंधु सखा द्रविणम एवरीथिंग इज ही ओनली टू मी. That is the meaning of Swaguru. And in fact, all upasanas, aradhanas are done only to develop this feeling of Swa. If I develop the Swa in me towards my Ishtadeva, and if this Swaness is so intense that the Ishtadeva also feels that Swa with me, all else is not required now. Arjuna developed that Swa. Uddhava developed that Swa. Krishna reciprocated the Swaness towards them. And therefore, the relation of Krishna Arjuna, relation of Krishna Uddhava, it is beyond all words. And Lord has chosen them to give the best of the knowledge of Gita there. Also here is bigger than Gita. Gita only 18 chapter. ये तो 31 minus 4 और 5 26 chapter. ये तो ज़्यादा है उससे. उद्धव जी को सिखा रहे. Swaguru. Right now, take a minute. Close the eyes. Remember your Ishtadeva. Rama or Krishna or anybody. How much is this Swa? Right now test. Our own Gurudev. कितना अपनापन उनसे है, कितना गंभीर है, गहरा है और बहुत दृढ़ है. ऑब्जर्व करो. एंड आई टेल यू द फैक्ट इन लाइफ, द वन हु हैज गॉट दिस वननेस विद भगवान एंड गुरु, उनको हर एक समस्या से बचाव होता है. उनको हर एक चीज भगवान दे ही देते हैं. वो साधना आध्यात्मिक ही कैन डू बेटर. How to do all that through all these upasanas, that is the stage we have to achieve. That's why. And yesterday we said, if you remember again, what is said here as Swaguru is said in other place of called as the Ananyata, the Ashrayatvam, the Sharanagatatvam. Whatever this, whenever you listen these words, if you have understood the feeling of it, same is the feeling here, Swaguru. What is the meaning of Swaguru? ये मेरे भगवान हैं, मैं उनका आराधना कर रहा हूं, कोई रोक नहीं सकते मुझे. Swaguru. I spoke 20 minutes. I can speak 20,000 hours. Still, the meaning, the feeling of Swa cannot be communicated. Same way, the Swa feeling with Satsanga, Swa feeling with all our sadhanas, Swa feeling with our Rishi Muni Guru Devata Parampara, Swa feeling with our Shastra, Swa feeling with our Sanatana Dharma, that is missing. हम ना अपने धर्म गुरु शास्त्र इन सबको पराये के रूप में देखते. कभी कभी जा गए, मिले, टच करके आ गए. And to all our bhoga, to all our samsara creating relativities, so much of swaness. इतने चिपक चिपक के अपने पोते तोते से दिन भर घूमते, उनके साथ फोटो लेते, क्या क्या नहीं करते हम. I'm not telling don't do that. Otherwise, you all bring your grandchildren to me and throw them here and you go for sannyas. मेरा क्या होगा? Don't do all. I'm giving only a comparison. With your grandchildren, with that swa feeling, such an amount of anandam you are getting, no? With the Bhagavan and Guru, When we have that feeling, how much would be the joy inside? And the fellow in me called as ego, the doubting Thomas, the mind, the intellect with wrong guidances, and the Karana Sharira filled with so many useless vasanas, they don't allow us to have that swanesa with our Guru, with our Bhagavan. Some people have that swaness for some time, and some bimari aa jati hai dimag mein, they leave it and again they go back to. The punya is over, what can be done for them? Again they have the distance with Bhagavan and Guru. फंसो in the samsara. सोच लो swa. Okay, swagurum. The last word is amayaya. Okay, in the amayatva, non-cheating means follow all the steps of upasana. That's called amaya. And be without any kapata and kalmashata while doing upasana. That again is amaya or maya rahitatvam. Third one, as we said, is what? We need not expect anything from him because we are doing the upasana in this text for nishreyas. Okay, and then he will give. He said, no, भगवान ने कहा उपासना कर मैं निश्रेष देता हूँ. अब डाउट क्यों फिर? He will give only. संकल्प ले लिया और करते जाओ. He will definitely give me that nishreyasa. The strong shraddha, faith, is called as maya rahitatvam. Where there is no shraddha, the doubt comes. I don't know, will the Lord receive this upasana or not? Will he remove my karma bandhana or not? Will he give me nishreyasam parama or not? Maya आ गया अंदर. So, Krishna Bhagavan uses one word, do my upasana with amaya, with maya rahitam. What is the meaning of the maya? We have to understand, and all of them have to be avoided. Excuses are maya, irregularities are maya, half heartedness is maya, not doing every step is a maya, having doubt in the Lord is maya. Amaya is the opposite of all these things. With faith, regularly, sincerely, following all these steps. In this way, please you do. So the seven things are told. Then dravyena bhakti yuktaha archet mam swagurum amayaya. Okay. Now few things. Purvam snanam prakurvita dhautadantonga shuddhaye ubhayairabhijasnanam mantrairmrutgrahanadina. There is one saying in Vedanta, in Bhakti Shastra, कि देवो भूत्वा देवम यजेत. I'll not explain too much about it, touch करके. कि to do the upasana of Bhagavan, Devata, as much pavitra he is, so much we have to become pavitra in all our faculties. With the impurities and apavitrata, we should not do upasana. Because it is not a sign of respect or reverence. Is it not? Anybody, any guru comes in a house, staying, let us say 2 3 days, हर सुबह बिना नहाए बिना दांत मांजे उनके लिए चाय काफी बना के दे तो क्या नाश्ता वगैरह. Will your mind accept it? Is that accepted पद्धति? देवो भूत्वा देवम यजेत. Don't go into that western type of doing. कि कुछ भी चलेगा, नहाए बिना सब कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं. These taking bath, etc., have their own special influence in our heart and the mana. Arteha. Anyway, here what he says, Purvam snanam prakurvita dhautadanta anga shuddhaye. So first dhautadanta. Don't ever go to puja mandiram or Bhagwan or any guru even without washing the teeth. ये तो हमारा culture नहीं है. In Hinduism, first thing we get up in morning is freshening ourselves. Then only even outside doing the rangoli, etc. First is taking bath, full stop, nothing else. While doing all these works by 8 9 o'clock, if you feel non-freshness again, you take bath again. That is done, but not doing everything. Anyway, पसीने आएंगे इसलिए बिना नहाए सब करके पसीने फिर अब तब नहाकर जमकर खाते हैं, ये मूर्खता है। नहाकर अच्छे श्रद्धा से सब करके थक गए तो फिर से नहाकर देन यू डू योर ऑल दैट ईटिंग एटसेट्रा। नॉट नेवर एवर डू, दिस इज नॉट द राइट वे। सो धौतदंतः with all the dantadhavanam, mukhadhavanam, the mouth, etc., because you are going to chant the Lord's mantras. With the jhuta mouth or the impurified mouth, how can we do that? एक बंदे से आप थोड़ा पास जाकर बात करो बिना मुंह धोए, हाउ मच awkward it looks to that person. Then how can we do the talking to the Lord through mantras, etc., without these minimum immediate things? The first one, Dhautatantaha. Second one, Purvam Snanam Prakurvita Anga Shuddhaye. अंग शुद्धि के लिए स्नान आदि करना है। If the river is there nearby, good. Well is there, good. If not, nowadays all are not accessible. So at your own home, you have your taps and all. शुद्ध स्नान करके ही उपासनाएं करनी। Clear? Then how? Ubhayairapi cha snanam mantraihi mrud grahanadina. Those days it was the mrud, the mitti was used for cleaning all, whatever the dirt, whatever the things that are there. Because as I told you one day, in the entire old world, the most dirtiest of the bodies is that of human only. No other animal's body is as vulgar, as dirty as human. Why? Because the other bodies of other animals follow in nature. They don't exceed any limits. It's only the human being who exceeds all the limits of thinkings, activities, type of foods consumed, etc. Therefore, the body of human being is the most dirtiest. It's a fact. Worse than even the bodies of the dead animals and all that. याद रख लेना। देन इसलिए कहते हैं अंग शुद्धि के लिए पूर्वम स्नानम प्रकुर्वीत। ओके, देन उभयरपि च मंत्रैः मृद्ग्रहणादिना, मृद्ग्रहणादिना, वॉट एवर द सोप्स यूज nowadays, it's okay, all that is done, but उभयरपि मंत्रैः. So while taking the bath, the Vaidika and Pauranika, some mantras are there given. In Hinduism, even the moment you get up, the day starts with mantrocharana. Then you put the feet on the ground, you remember Mother Prithvi Mata, ask her for forgiveness, then only put the feet there. Sabudramasane Devi, Parvatastana Mandale, Vishnu Bhakti Namastubhyam, Padasparsham Kshavasubhe. Then we just do the namaskar to our own hand, seeing in that hand only all the success. कराग्रे वसते लक्ष्मी करमूले सरस्वती करमध्ये तु गोविंदः प्रभाते करदर्शनम. See, everything is mantra yukta only. Without mantra, कुछ नहीं, चंदन लगाओ, भस्म लगाओ, अलंकार करो, वस्त्र, everything is mantra mantra. Not only while doing puja to God, खुद को भी ये सब करते हैं मंत्रोच्चारण. When you sit for bhojanam, then through Gayatri mantra, all upastarana, all these things are done. क्लियर? मिस हो गया हमको क्योंकि बचपन से नहीं सीखा है, हमने नहीं सीखा. सो उभय मंत्र ही, दी बोथ टाइप ऑफ मंत्रास यू हैव टू डू while taking bath. And while taking bath, the dravyas of that time, the different dravya like mitti was used. Nowadays the soaps, whatever. Now the Ubhaya mantra is what? The Vedic mantras, Abo Ishta Mayo Bhavasthana Urje Dadatana Maherana Chakshase Yo Vashyavataмо Rasastasya Bhajayate Hanaha Ushatériva Mataraha Tasma Arangamama Voisyakshaya Jinvata Apo Janethachana Yathachana. These are all called the Vedic mantrocharana to be chanted while taking bath. The Pauranika, Gange Semane Krishne Godavari Saraswate Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhin Guru. With this type of the mantra, we have to do the snanam of ours. Mantra. Actually, the day when you start with mantrocharana, throughout the day, continue karo na. Whole life, whole personality becomes mantra. You remember 1.5 year back, we discussed this point in one of the occasion. If only we can decide and try and achieve this state of making all our personality layers, right from the Stula Deha up to the Karna Sharira, Mantramaya. That's a good goal. निरंतर मंत्रोच्चारण से पूरा मंत्रमय होना है, पूरा हमारा व्यक्तित्व वैदिक मंत्रमय, पौराणिक मंत्रमय. Some people make the namamaya, japamaya. करोड़ों बार राम 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 शिव 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 om om om. By doing that, their entire personality becomes that japamaya only. No, these are all very mystical things. I don't know how to put them in words. But in the same way, mantramaya हम बन सकते हैं, अपने आप को बना सकते हैं. So this is what is the thing told about snanam, mantrocharana sahitam, dravya sahitam, that nitya snanam. Before that, danta dhavanam. Those days different. They used to use the al lakdi. आजकल जो भी आपका है, that is okay. It's an immaterial. Please remember, as long as we are not missing our regular pujas with faith, whatever the modern world is offering to you, things which are helpful, make the things easy. Don't fight with them. Don't say too orthodoxy and all. Struggle mat karna. Isn't it? अब जब तक मुझे नीम का एक लकड़ी नहीं मिलेगा, मैं दांत नहीं मांजूंगा. अब इस सिटियों में पेड़ ही नहीं है. अब वेयर द नीम का लकड़ी कम्स. Luckily in Ayurveda shop, everything is sold nowadays. Out of competition, they are doing such a things. Sometimes paste is there. कर लो, लड़ाई मत करना. That's why our Gurudev is best example for us. He never spoiled his sadhana and seva by too much of that insistence and orthodoxy. Doesn't mean he will compromised with it. But in modern world, some things are not available. Now, for the sake of that, if you miss everything, like 2 साल पहले गुरु ने कहा ध्यान करो. गुरु महाराज मैं करूँगा. आफ्टर 2 years गुरु ही met. गुरु आस्क्ड हिम, शुरू किया क्या? ध्यान हो गया, कहाँ तक पहुँच गया? इसे शुरू ही नहीं किया भाई. बिकॉज इन भगवत गीता यू टोल्ड मी, स्टार्ट टीचिंग भगवत गीता, कि अनलेस you told me that the deer skin is required for sitting and doing meditation. I am still searching for it. Shailaajina Kushottaram. Is it not? शैला अजिना कुशत. शैला इज क्लॉथ अप अबव, सबसे ऊपर क्लोथ, उसके नीचे अजिना, डियर स्किन. कुशा मीन ग्रास नीचे, ग्रास विथ फॉर कुशनिंग इफेक्ट. Ajina is to see that other insects don't come. Chaila is to give the protection from that skin touching my skin so that body gets all these rashes. उससे बचाने की. That is how Chaila Ajina Kusha. अब चैल मिल गया, कुशा मिल गया, भगवान महाराज अजिन के लिए ढूंढ रहा मैं, नहीं मिला, इसलिए 2 साल से ध्यान नहीं हुआ. ओके, जस्ट बी, डोंट टू इंसिस्टेंट. मिला है जो हो जाना चाहिए बस. And all sadhana is at mind level, and that doesn't mean again you compromise because of laziness with the द्रव्य. क्योंकि पहले बताया द्रव्य के साथ पूजा करनी. Okay. Now he comes sandhyopastyadi karmani vedena choditani me pujam taihi kalpayet samyak sankalpah karma pavanim. One more hint is given here. What he said is, when you are getting initiated into the upasana after studying Bhagavad Puranam, whatever the Vaidika Nitya Krityas you are doing till that moment of Sandhya Upasana, as well as your own Gruhochita Upasanas or Yajnadi Karma, unko nahi chodna. It is an addition, it is not a deletion of earlier or alternative. That's what Bhagavan means. Sandhya Upasti Adi Karma. Sandhya Upasanam and Agnihotram, they were all every time being done from the Vedic period. उनको करते भी क्योंकि वेदेन आचोदितानि में. सो दोज थिंग्स विच आर इंस्ट्रक्टेड बाय द वेद अकॉर्डिंग टू अगेन वर्ण एंड आश्रम. वर्ण आश्रम के अनुसार वेद के द्वारा संध्या उपासना एज वेल एज और कुछ नित्य अग्निहोत्र इज टोल्ड. Don't give up them because achodhanam means what? It's very insistingly the Shastra says. Insisting because it is for your own interest. We'll see it after 4 days in Taittiriya Upanishad why the word Anushasti comes there. So you can never give up. Keep doing your Sandhya Vandanam, keep doing the Nityagnihotram. To that you add this Upasana. Clear? So Sandhya Upastyadi Karmani, because Vedena Ajodhyanite, along with that, May Pujam Taihi Kalpayet. Along with that, you have to do my puja. And Kalpayet Samyako. Do that puja systematically. Then Sankalpaha Karma Pavanima. Means what? This puja, which again said in the earlier only, Karma Pavanim, this Upasana is the one which clears off all the Karma Vasanas and Samskaras. Okay? From all Karma Bandhana, it liberates. So, what are the things we are seeing in last three shlokas? In the shloka number 1 earlier, 7 alambana swar upasana. Then dravya bhakti yuktaha amayaya mam yajeta. That was one shloka. In the next shloka, the importance to danta dhavanam, snanam, while doing snanam, all the mantra ucharanam. Now, in this mantra, what I said is don't give up your regular upasanas. The regular upasana, as told by Vedas or your own traditionally, they are coming up. There are some of them every day need to be done. Some are done occasionally. उनको छोड़कर ये नहीं करना भगवान कह रहे हैं उसके साथ ही ये करना सो पूजाम तैहि कल्पयेत सम्यक संकल्पः कर्म पावनीम so in that one more thing which we have to be explained detailedly in this shloka is while doing the upasana the sankalpa should be pakka clear sankalpa should be definitely done and it should be definitely done. Definitely done means pakka karna hai. Definitely done means pakka karna hai. Same word with different meanings. Without sankalpa, we should never do puja. Second is what? That sankalpa should be thorough. Because sankalpa has two beautiful aspects in it. One is it invokes the doer in me, a uh, disciplined doer in me it invokes. Because without the commitment discipline, I can't do. Second is the Lord also is very clear what for we are doing this upasana. Therefore, he becomes prepared to give what we want. Everywhere it's so no. When you go to the hotel, you can't say भाई कुछ भी हो जाए लाओ लाएगा वो but you have to do your संकल्प कि क्या खाना चाहते हो. It makes it easy for him also to serve that thing. So therefore, proper sankalpa we have to do. And in the upasana, sankalpas are always, आध्यात्मिक भी होना चाहिए और व्यावहारिक लौकिक भी होना चाहिए. फर्स्ट पॉइंट. सेकंड वन इज हमारे लिए अपने फैमिली के लिए भी होना चाहिए समष्टि के लिए भी होना चाहिए. Keep that in mind. And in all the sankalpas that the pujaris make us do, all these things are included. Mind you, here sankalpa is already done. Karmabandha vimochanam nishreyasa prapti. But the same thing, do it thoroughly. Bhagavan, I am doing your upasana so that the all karma bandhan goes away and I become eligible for nishreyasa. So, sakamana upasana mein you add all the things. No, we have done thousands of times puja together in last 7-8 years. No, some of you were there with me in so many pujas. So every time we used to do achamya, then prananayamya, then atha jalam pushpam akshatan grihitva sankalpya शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते अस्याम शुभदितौ ममोपात समर्थ दुष्टक्षय द्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम श्री महाविष्णु प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थम. Then hold the place and time and sankalpa. आद्य ब्रह्मण द्वितीय परार्थे स्वेद्वारा कल्पे वयस्मंत्रे कलियुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखंडे मेरोः दक्षिणे दिग्भागे गंगा कृष्णा गोदावरयोः मध्यप्रदेशे. Then समस्त अस्मिन् देशे अस्मिन् स्थले समस्त हरिहर ब्राह्मण गो ब्राह्मण सन्निधौ Then Sri Mahavishnu Prasada Siddhyartham, Sri Mahavishnu Prasada Siddhi Dwara Asmakam Sakutumbanam Kshema Stairya Dhairya Virya Vijaya Vaya Ayo Arogya Aishwarya Abhivudyartham Dharmartha Kamoksha Chaturvida Phala Purushata Siddhyartham Shraddha Bhaktyadi Samasta Adhyatmika Sadhana Praptyartham Viveka Vairagyadi Shamadamadi Shravana Manna Nidhi Dhyasana Purvaka Paramatma Ruha Praptyartham सालोक्य सामीप्य सारूप्य सायुज्य सार्ष्टि इति भगवद अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम. These are all sankalpas. And definitely you do one thing. For me, I don't ask you anything, no? एक चीज तो पूछता हूँ. In that sankalpa, definitely add सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थम पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरणवाप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म समस्त भक्तानां कृते समस्त शक्तीनां प्रदानार्थम. Definitely you must do one sankalpa for Sanatana Dharma's growth. It is my request. अपने फैमिली के लिए कर लो, दादा परदादा पोते परपोते, do all that. Do also for your spiritual sadhana. Definitely do, but definitely add from my side. And tell to every pujari to whichever the temple you go, ये पुजारी जी आप कर रहे हो ना, धन्यवाद. नहीं तो प्लीज ऐड करो, स्पेशली ऐड करो, स्पेशली सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृत्यर्थम करके. So in this way, what Bhagavan says here is ki samyak sankalpaha. That's what we tried now. Then Sri Mahavishnu yavat shakti dhyana ahvanadi षोडशोपचार पूजा अर्चना करिष्ये और सुदर्शन होमम और गणपति होम इत्यादि करिष्यामहे. इस तरह से हर दिन संकल्प. That's why when you go to puja in temple, that pujari, very interesting. He makes you touch that pushpa. It is a sankalpa pushpa. सबको कराते हैं. He does sankalpa for all of us. And then we, along with his sankalpa, he asks, and you tell, बेटी है, शादी होनी है, बच्चा है, उसको नौकरी. He will do that sankalpa. विवाह योग्य, विवाह प्राप्त्यर्थम और उद्योग प्राप्त्यर्थम, सत्संतान प्राप्त्यर्थम, anything, और निरोग प्राप्त्यर्थम, आरोग्य सिद्ध्यर्थम. We can also add our sankalpa. Never ever hesitate to add your sankalpa. भगवान बुरा नहीं मानते. पुजारी लोग in routine they do it. So you add yours. But this we are doing at our own home, in our own puja room. So we can write a sankalpa for ourselves and do it. Follow any of the text in that. Read out the sankalpa and all the things are good. Continue. Anything you don't need, you can delete it. Anything you need from your side, if you don't need, you delete it. What you need, you add it. संकल्प तो सम्यक होना चाहिए. There should be no ambiguity in me as to why I am doing this puja, what I want from the God. Okay, in this shloka, this is important thing. Another one is, don't compromise with the Veda Prokta, your regular Sandhya Upasana, other Vaidika karma. Clear? Then, in this way, when you do the karma pavani, all the inside rooted vasanas, worldliness, they start going away, personality become divinized. Clear? Now, here now gives the pratimas. Can be made with the 8 material. Any one of them you can use and to make the pratima and do your upasana. And some are every day dissolving and to be made new. Some of them are running for thousands of years also. In the temples, the idols which they keep, they select such a stone that hazaron saal rehta hai. And those were the days in our Indian culture. Every gully has a beautiful temple so that nobody should forget Lord even a moment. And everything was divine. सब भगवान के लिए होता था. भगवान की कृपा से सब कुछ होता था. Then these Rakshasas came jealous. Really Rakshasas only. 25,000 temples they have destroyed. कल्चर को सर्वनाश कर दी. राक्षसी है. How they get that hands and heart to break somebody's upasana sthala? That's so you can't have any doubt to say that they are Rakshas. Pakka hai. But that imagine that culture anywhere, even after that much is done, still we have so many thousands of temples. That's the power of Hinduism. That's the power of Upasana. That's the divinity. Is it not? इतने इतने सुंदर, जहाँ भी देखो भगवान का मंदिर, घंटी बज रहा है, मंत्रोच्चारण हो रहा है, एंड पीपल आर गोइंग इन हंड्रेड्स एंड डूइंग। इवन नाउ यू सी, आई टेल यू, जितना भी मॉडर्नाइजेशन हो रहा है दुनिया का, स्टिल द ग्लोरी ऑफ इंडिया इज व्हाट, व्हेन देयर आर टेम्पल्स, हंड्रेड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स गो। ओनली फ्यू मोर थिंग्स विच आर मिसिंग आर कि भौतिकवाद के लिए ही प्रार्थना कर रहे, उसको घटाकर प्योर आध्यात्मिकता के लिए बढ़ाना चाहिए संकल्प। इफ दैट थिंग इज एडेड, एंड व्हाट वी आर डूइंग उपासना इज वेरी गुड। See, when Ganesh Chaturthi comes in some states in our India, how wonderful they do. When Navaratra comes, both Vasanta and Sharan Navaratra, these are all, I tell you, great things. That is why Mera Bharat Mahan. By the way, I'm not going away from the topic. I remember what I am doing. I'm conscious what I am speaking. So the 8 types of the pratimas, 8 material used for the pratima, sanctioned by the Lord, the Puranas for us. What are they? Shaili Darumai Lauhi Lepya Lekhya Cha Saikate Manomai Manimai Pratima Ashtavidha Smruta. This is the Ashtavidha Pratima. These 8 are allowed depending on your capacity and their availability. Shaili Pratima, Shila se banaya hua, the stone. Inner stones also they are there. Brittle stones jaldi टूटते हैं. There are some black stones. Unless some natural disturbances are done to it, it never gets broken. It goes on for thousands of years. And that stone, it seems Bhagavan has given only for this purpose of making his idol and worship for generations together. Shaili. हाँ, in that shaili, some आजकल संगमरमर का भी use करते हैं, the marble stone. But typically there are stones meant for making idols. If you go to the many places in India, दक्षिण भारत में, गुजरात में, few places I have seen. The संगमरमर वाले in Rajasthan, in that Jaipur, oh beautiful, मजेदार. And it is in Mahabalipuram and all in South India, the black stones से जो मूर्तियाँ, huge lane they are sitting, and every day they are making that. शैली understood, शिला से बना हुआ प्रतिमा. Second, दारुमयी, वुडन वाला, जॉय जगन्नाथ. the जगन्नाथ पुरी में मेरे ख्याल में they make बलभद्रा and भगवान कृष्ण and माता सुभद्रा, I believe with the daru only. Daru is not daru. In Sanskrit, daru means wood, wooden idols. Darumai, wooden idols. Third one is lauhi. Lauhi is loha se banaya hua. Is loha is directly, don't take literal meaning. Loha means iron. No. The ashtadhatus are there for that. Panchadhatus are there. You know, the gold, the silver, the copper, bronze, the brass. Few are allowed. This is called as lauhi wala, loha se bana hua idol. And its lifespan is more than that of even the stone. Thousands of years back used idols also, sometime during excavation they are found. Yesterday, day before only, again, some place, some thousands of years back, some murtis were found. Andhra mein kahin kuch jagah pe. Okay, Shaili, Darumai, Lauhi. Then the fourth is Lepya. Lepya means which is very temporarily used, made with haldi, made with the chandanam. Temporary means not so temporary, but it goes for some years if required. जैसे मेन पूजा करने से पहले the Aramba Puja of Ganapati is done by making Ganapati with the lepya, that is chandana or this haldi ke sath. Lepya. Okay. Then lekhya cha. Lekhya means painted. हैंड पेंटेड का हो, आजकल तो डिजाइनिंग्स होते हैं कंप्यूटर में. So the lekhya is all the chitrapatas. Then saikati. Sikata. Saikati both made out of sand also, made up of the mud also. Like mud वाले गणपति को बनाते हैं, है ना. प्लास्टर पेरिस मत करो, मड से बनाओ, आजकल इतना चल रहा है. दिस मंथ, नेक्स्ट मंथ एंडिंग 31 अगस्त इज गणपति जयंती, गणेश चतुर्थी हो गया. देन मनोमयी इज अ ब्यूटिफुल वन. अपने मन में ही यू कैन मेक द मूर्ति ऑफ भगवान. Final is Manimayi, the money, the precious stones. ये मरकत का भगवान गणेश जी का एक फेमस होता है, स्फटिक का लॉर्ड शिव का होता है, लॉर्ड सूर्य ऑल्सो इज डन विथ स्फटिक, दे आर कॉल्ड एज मणिमयी। माता रानी का भी वो स्फटिक का वो श्री चक्र बनाते हैं। These are the 8 ways of Ashtavidha material that can be used to make pratima for puja. So we have got authority of Bhagavat now. हमको अभी कोई शंका नहीं होना है। इनमें से whatever is available for us or possible for us, we get that and do the sankalpa and start doing puja. So Lord is slowly giving all the details that are necessary. And what we have seen today, 2-4 minutes में, then further details we will see when we meet tomorrow. सुचला चलेति द्विविधा प्रतिष्ठा जीव मंदिरम उद्वासावाहनेन स्तः स्थिरायाम उद्धवार्चने. They just giving the details. Tomorrow will continue. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Chandra Bhagavana ki jai. Sadgurnath Maharaj ki jai. Let us study our Valmiki Ramayanam. Kushalava will be made kings today. देखो इस